and I'm convinced that Tucker is the biggest weapon of the far left at this point because of the wolf in sheep's clothing routine. You could tell by his hair. I don't think that's real. It's sheep hair. He's got sheep hair on there. And it's like, because you could tell, because if you're like, we got to pull the plug on this guy. When they said, at Fox, when they said, we got to pull the plug on this guy, he grabbed his head and was like, no, not my hair plugs. And you see, you could tell it's sheep's hair. And so, anyways, I feel like it's pretty clear, that he's quite aggressive with a guy like Huckabee and a guy like who is the last guy that he did this to? I don't know, but it was annoying. And then he's really light on people like Putin and like Nick Fuentes. He gives them softballs as though he's a CNN interviewer, like interviewing Biden, who's actually snoring during the interview. And then he goes hard. He like nitpicks. Like he tries to manipulate these people to make them look stupid. And he's better at it. The thing is, he's doing the same thing as like a CNN reporter, like a Rachel Maddow, except he's good at it. And he's got the sheep's clothing on. So you put those three things together, you know, then he's quite effective. And I don't see how Huckabee doesn't like realize it at this point. Like the guy's crouching out the door. If you just let him in as though like he's like nice or something, that's not going to go. You got to be ready. You got to be ready for that. You got to be ready for this guy. I don't know what they're thinking. Anyways, so I was like, let me see. So this might be a little bit of crude humor, because Clinton's in it, and obviously if Bill Clinton's in it, you can't help but being a little bit. So if that's offensive, you could may want to fast forward. It's not too bad, I don't feel like, but who knows what's bad anymore. American presidential status started going downhill when society told Bill Clinton, it's time to take a long, hard look in the mirror. It's time to take a long, hard look in the mirror. And he agreed, and he said, no problem, just as soon as he remembered where he left his Viagra. And, and the fact that this kind of thing can be said with like no like second thought, it's like, with a straight face, you'd think it'd be a joke, but no, that's how, so that was the moment. That was the moment. Didn't he win another election after taking that long, hard look in the mirror? Yeah, whatever. That's when something shifted. The integrity of the office didn't collapse entirely. It just got a little shriveled at that point. It's still there, just less imposing than it used to be. Like something that once commanded respect until the temperature changed, I mean, people say it was Watergate that brought down the political, prestige or the sense of like political, like, I don't know, accountability or how you should do things or something. Watergate, that's what the left will tell you. But no, I don't think so. Watergate was serious. Watergate was like cloak and dagger stuff. You're like, okay, men in suits whispering into tape record. It felt adult at the time. Clinton was more like, hey, what I do in the Oval stays in the Oval. It was more like kind of out like it was more like whatever, dude, like kind of thing. It was like that's when the the stuff shifted. That's when the tone changed. There was a tone change somewhere, and ever since everything's been this weird mix of childish and deadly serious. We've got these games that seem to be completely childish on the one hand, the way they're conducted, but they're deadly serious on the other hand. It's a weird kind of thing. So, like, for example, the tariff standoff with the rest of the world example. Again, I don't want to get it. I mean, I have my opinions on the tariffs and whatnot, but the way the policy is implemented seems it's a little kind of like, again, like a Twitter spat kind of formatting of it. It seems kind of weird. The tone seems weird. It looks less like trade policy and more like global member measuring. It's a global member measuring contest, and our economy's bigger. It's like, oh yeah, well ours has more leverage, and this is geopolitics now. But whatever, America's gonna win. America's gonna win. Because why? Because if this comes down to like a member measuring contest, we definitely have the biggest weenie. We've definitely got the biggest weenie. That would be, of course, Tucker Carlson. This guy's the biggest frickin' weenie that you've ever seen, whining, hackling, laughing like a crazy person. You can't beat the size of this weenie, Bet the house on it. There's no way Europe finds a bigger weenie than Tucker. Not a chance. Trump's done some great stuff, but again, I still feel like the tone is not quite right. I'm hoping, he was the change agent, so I'm hoping, maybe that's what we needed during this kind of chaotic period, because he's the only one that could really stand the legal political warfare that was being conducted in the courts and whatnot. But hopefully, I'm thinking now, hopefully he passes the torch. Obviously, I don't think I could do any better. Obviously, I wouldn't. I'm not thinking I could bring the child. Could I bring the childishness down if I was there? No, probably not. But I still feel like someone could. There's got to be someone out there, and I'm hoping what's needed in this time. But I'm hoping Marco Rubio. I'm thinking Marco Rubio can steer us back towards a more Reagan-esque tone, taking the wins possibly, and kind of somehow doing it back into like that more professional range. I know I'm whining here about, I'm not saying Trump did a bad job or anything. I'm just saying it would be nice if we could get like a little bit more of a Reagan-esque tone. But, as long as we don't go back to the Joe Biden tone, a flat tone in the White House, there's no tone in the Oval, that has more of a chance. I mean, look at this guy. This guy couldn't even pull the pin out of the map without causing a mess, right? He'd try to pull the pin out, he'd spill coffee all over it. So as long as that doesn't happen, we have a chance, but whatever.